Hi guys, welcome back to my channel, English in a Blink. And what are we going to talk about today? Well, today we're going to look at some common mistakes that we make when we are giving our IELTS exam. And you will be wondering, how do I know that? Well, my students, they come and then they talk to me, and that's how I realize, okay, so this is what is happening. So whenever there is a word limit, they think, oh, it's okay if I exceed the word limit, or it is okay if I am writing less. So if the word limit is 250 words, they'll just say, okay teacher, I just ran out of ideas, so I just summed it up in 200. Is that a problem? Yes, it is. But that's what they thought, that it's not going to be a problem, but it is going to cost you your marks and your money. Why money? Because you're going to pay for your IELTS, isn't it? So it's going to cost you marks, it is going to cost you money. So this video is not to be missed, because we are going to look at some common mistakes that you make which cost you your marks and your money. Let's go. Okay, so like I said, starting with the first one, more is less. And what do we mean by that? So this is a very common mistake, which is to answer in more words than instructed. Okay, so do not forget, if they are asking for not more than 3 words, answering in 4 or more will definitely cost marks. Okay, so whatever is required, whatever is asked, do not exceed the word limit. Okay, so remember that. This is really, really important. Okay, so more is less. What's the next one? Less is less. So the length of a written task is crucial when instructions mention a minimal number of words, that is 250 for an essay, 150 for a report or letter. It means that any work shorter than required will be penalized. Okay, so when if you think, oh, it's 250, it's okay, if I have written 200 or 150, 100 or 120, it should be okay. It's not okay, people. Okay, so remember, less is less. Length of a written task is definitely crucial. And like it says over here, what is required is required. You cannot overlook that, and do not overlook that. Okay, so 250, make sure you have around 250. So I'm not saying like 250 on the dot. It could be around 255, 260, 245, but something too less, like 200 words for 250, definitely not okay. Okay, so remember that, very important. And what's next? Okay, so a longer essay doesn't mean a better mark. What do you understand by that? So this is another common misconception, is that longer essays score better in IELTS. Definitely not true. Okay, like it says, it is a myth, but also a dangerous one. Writing a long essay can indirectly cost marks because the chances of making mistakes also increase with numbers of words and sentences. So if you think, oh, I will write more, that means I will get better marks, that is, like it says, is a misconception. Okay, so if you're writing more, that means you are more likely to make more mistakes. Okay, so stick to your numbers. Don't make your essays too long, because you are giving yourself chance to make more mistakes. Okay, so again, a big no. So long essays, do not. It doesn't mean that you're going to make good marks or you're going to get high marks. That's not how it works. Okay, so again, no, like it says, do not forget, this is a dangerous one. Okay, looking at the next one, changing the subject is unacceptable. Is it? Changing the subject, is it unacceptable? Every so often, a student is asked to write on a topic. So we all know that you get a topic to write about that he doesn't understand. So to avoid the disaster of missing a whole task, they decide to write on a slightly or entirely different topic. The sad fact is that no matter how beautiful the submitted work is, the wrong topic means a 0 score. Another similar pitfall is to omit parts of the given topic or ignore the guidelines in your work. Okay, every point the topic refers needs to be covered because the examiners were actually counting them. So this is again very common. And I see that all the time, all right? So when whatever the topic is, please stick to it. Do not deviate. If you don't understand, give it some time. Try to get what exactly is asked for, because you are, if even if you are making it just slightly deviating from the topic, that is not good. But sometimes you are just not writing at all, you're writing something absolutely different. So that definitely means that forget about a good score, you're not even going to get any score out of that. Okay, so you definitely need to cover what is being asked, because this is what the examiner is looking for. So if something is asked, you have to cover that. Do not deviate from the topic. Not a good idea at all. Okay, next. A good memory. Oh my goodness. What do you mean by good memory? A good memory can get you in trouble. And what do I mean by that? So some students are very good at, remembering. So like it says, you having seen that the topics sometimes repeat, smart students with good memory decide to memorize essays. This is a terrible, terrible mistake. Okay, and why is that? Because examiners, they are trained to look for memorized essays and have firm instructions to disqualify such work on the spot. Okay, so you think you can fool them, but no, you can't. Now, even when we are correcting, we can see, and let's say there are, if you are not very lucky, there are two people who are going to be writing exactly the same, because both of them, they had good memories and same, exactly the same. And of course, as examiners, we know what's going on. So disqualify. So you can look at essays, you can get some ideas, but memorizing and just exactly the same, never a good idea. Don't do that. Okay. What about next? An accent is not important. Pronunciation is. Okay. So when people say, oh, I have an accent, that's okay. You can have your accent. Accents are beautiful. That's what makes you different. So each accent is beautiful. Okay. So you don't need to change your accent, but pronunciation is important. IELTS, being a test for non-native English speakers, can't penalize people for having an accent. The problem here is that not everyone knows the difference between speaking with an accent and mispronouncing the words. No matter how strong an accent a person has, the words are to be pronounced correctly or it will cost marks. So now one thing, like I have a lot of Brazilian students, okay? And they have accents. All of them are from different region and they have beautiful accent. I never ask them to change their accent, but then I always tell them, look, accent, very good, keep it, but you definitely need to work on your pronunciations. Okay, so one common mistake that my students sometimes make is with ed words. All right, so they break them into two syllables when it is not to be broken. And that is important. So you can do that. This is a pronunciation mistake. Okay, so you cannot say I am used to something, I'm used to something. So this is not your accent problem, but definitely a pronunciation problem. So don't make that mistake. Okay, keep your accent, work on your pronunciation. Moving on. Okay, it is not the ideas that are important, but the way they are described in. Many students think that expressing the wrong ideas, whether it is an essay, letter, or discussion, can harm their score. The truth is that no idea can be wrong, and the ideas are not important on their own. It is the way they are expressed in that important. Okay, so ideas that are important, but they're not important, but how do you proceed with your ideas? Okay, how are you, you are expressing your views, how are you expressing the idea that you have in terms of writing your essay or your letter? That is more important. Okay, so you think this idea, no, idea is good, but how do you take it from there? That is the most important thing, okay? So how do you express something? That matters. What you express doesn't. Now, by this, I don't mean, again, like we looked at before, that you change, deviate the topic. Do not do that. I mean, you can, there are sometimes one you like or you dislike. Are you for or you against it? You can either write about, you are in favor of something or you're against, but how will you take that is important. How you take it forward. What examples are you putting? How beautifully are you putting your thoughts across? That is the most important thing, okay? And now looking at the last one, connective words. So the more is not always the better. Smart students know that one of the essay's marking criteria is coherence and cohesion. And what better way is there to demonstrate cohesion than to use lots of connecting words? Isn't it? Is that right? Nope, that's wrong. Overuse of connecting words is a known problem, which is easily recognized and penalized by the examiners. So when you're using lots of connected words just to show that how good you are, come on, I mean, examiner will get to know you using your although, however, as a matter of fact, just putting them loads together. Not a good idea, people. Only use them when it is required, okay? Do not overuse connective words. Not good. You will be penalized. It will cost you marks, okay? Okay, so that's it for today. I'm sure next time you're giving your IELTS, you'll remember these and not make them, okay? So do not make these mistakes that we looked at today. Good luck with your test, with your exams. Until we meet next time, do not forget to subscribe, like, and press the bell icon. Spread the word, guys. Share it with your friends. Bye for now.